Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto content, and today we are going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph, or Hbar if you will. Now before I jump into this video, I just want to ask, how are your guys' days going? Drop down in the comments what you guys think, but also drop down in the comments what you think Hbar will be worth by 2025. I'm curious to know people's predictions. To me personally, I think by 2025 we could be at an easy triple-digit asset. So, with that being said, let's jump into some Hbar news. So this is actually from July 7th. I know, crazy, right? The reason why I bring up this tweet, first off, shout out to Barbarian, but this is actually talking about Coupon Bureau. Just to give you guys an insight on what that is. Most people already know what it is by now, but just to give you guys an insight, by combining universal single-use coupons through the Coupon Bureau's AI and Electrum's technology and loyalty expertise, this partnership paves the way for CPG manufacturers to fund loyalty discounts in the convenience store space for the first time. Now, you might be asking yourselves or wondering, who cares about coupons? Honestly, what kind of big use case could they provide? How much money could they provide overall, etc., right? Now, when we talk about Hbar, we have to talk about the overall transaction fee, which is about, 0.0001 fraction of a cent, of course. Now, with that being said, when we talk about these coupons, let's do a deeper dive into how big this partnership actually is. Now, I just want to do a quick shout out to My Name is Rob Paulson from Reddit. This is going back 6 days, but it's curious, to really kind of look into this. So he's saying, updated math, the Coupon Bureau will bring Hedera from 4 million daily transactions to 834 million daily transactions. That's right, 834 million daily transactions. Now, when we think about that, that's actually $83,400 a day in transaction fees. Now, when we look here, we go, so I guess the Coupon Bureau was way, way bigger than I thought, of course. In the last thread, now updated, I was going off much, much smaller numbers that this user actually pointed out that instead of 1.7 billion coupons processed annually, there were actually closer to 300 billion annually. 1.7 being the percentage redeemed cited on TCB's website. Makes sense thinking about how many are printed and tossed. We do see transactions on Hedera. There are 227 to 356 billion coupons issued every year. This number has varied depending on where you read, but that's the full range. The 350 billion included the 15% fraud, so maybe the others subtract the fraudulent redemptions. Not sure. Let's split the difference and go with 300 billion coupons issued per year. Of those 300 billion, 1.7 billion are redeemed per year, with 8,112. There will be three HCS transactions per coupon as confirmed in 1520 of this video. We could actually go to 1520 just to give you guys that insight. 1 second.
Excited.
Let's go to 1520.
Agree upon and needs to be captured into the consensus service. So that number one is when the offer is created, obviously. Number two, when a serialized data string is deposited back into the master offer file. So in layman's terms, that's when the coupon is clipped by the shopper. And then the redemption. So while the Coupon Bureau is the single source of truth for the industry as a whole needs to agree and trust that data, and the trust layer that we use for that is Hedera and the distributed ledger, and we have to make sure that that integrity of the data is protected for all the players involved in the long run. So let's look at the coupon.
Now, I don't know, maybe it was before that, sorry about that.
There's 3 stages of these offers that everyone needs to agree upon. And
okay, so 3 stages, yeah. So it will basically account for 3 transactions. Now, we do see here transaction 1 is the issuance, transaction 2 is coupon is clipped, and then transaction 3 is redemption. So we do see total transactions is 303 billion per year. So with 8,110 fully sunsetted and 8,112 fully integrated, this should mean TCB is estimated to process 830,136,986 transactions daily through Hedera, bringing us up to about 834 million daily transactions. Now think of how impressive our current 4 million daily transactions is. Interestingly, this 834 million per day comes out to around 9,652 transactions per second, just under the current throttled transactions per second limit on Hedera. So when we do the quick math on that, just in a weekly basis, so on a 7-day basis, if we are accounting for 830 million daily transactions, well, we'll actually go off of the 834 million. We actually get to about 5.8 billion transactions a day. Or a week, I mean, sorry. Now, when we look at that in terms of the overall transaction fee, that's about $580,000 a week. Now, if we look at that in terms of, a month, that is about $2.3 million a month in generated revenue just from these coupons, basically. And then if we do, basically a year, that is about $27.6 million in just revenue from coupons. So yes, coupons are actually a huge aspect when we break it down like that. Shout out to that Reddit user. My name is Rob Paulson, because this is actually huge when we actually break it down in that math aspect. So yes, coupons are huge for Hedera Hashgraph. Now, I also want to shout out to Barbarian again. Yeah, that's right. 2 tweets, 1 video from him. Incredible. But we do see here, upon approval of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, it was reported that in order to ensure maximum efficiency, or effectiveness, the doses would need to be stored at negative 70 degrees Celsius. In the UK, Hedera Hashgraph and everywhere have been working with the NHS on its storage and distribution. And we actually see that article here. Pretty much they're talking about it, and we could actually do a quick find here. We do see here that that exact quote is pretty much right here. In the UK, Hedera Hashgraph and everywhere have been working with the NHS on its storage and distribution of these vaccinations. Wow, isn't that crazy, right? Because we already know that, first off, Hedera Hashgraph has been working with pharmaceuticals, and now they're working, this was actually one of the things, this is going back to February 23rd, this is actually one of the things that made me extremely bullish on this, because at this point, I think Credible Crypto was actually talking about this as well. Don't take my word for it, but I do believe he was mentioning something like this, and this was actually insane when you actually look at it. Now, we do see here the Hedera and Everywhere work was reported as being carried out on a trial basis in 2 hospitals, but the expectation is that the blockchain application will be applied more broadly as vaccinations progress. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they started to store multiple vaccinations for multiple things, not just only COVID and stuff like that. So I thought this was very interesting to also include in the video, because this kind of just goes to show you that the use cases are way further advanced than just, hey, CBDCs and banks and blah, blah, blah. Like, who cares about that stuff, right? Those are big things, but we've been hearing about them forever, and it's like almost like a, broken record at this point. So it is awesome to kind of see other things happening, which we've kind of been aware of, but if you guys haven't been aware of, there you go. So I think that this also further advances the technology behind Hedera to kind of, we just talked about this in a video yesterday where we were talking and pretty much breaking down the idea of kind of stored value within pharmaceuticals and medicine overall, where you can pretty much see, like, what your temperature is from your phone and stuff like that. And I strongly believe that when we talk about Hedera, I think Hedera will basically be disrupting almost every market and every industry globally at some point in time. And I've talked about this. I've also mentioned this even on Twitter. And I think that this is just the beginning for this. Now, when we also look at things regarding, crypto is useless, crypto is nothing, right? Because this is actually a quote regarding, this is actually from Credible Crypto as well, actually. This is a quote from this individual saying, ".com bubble had real businesses that sold real products to real people like Amazon and Google. Crypto is pretty much useless at the moment. Bitcoin is 5 transactions per second. Ethereum is like 15 transactions per second with $100 fees." I've been hearing about this, crypto is a bubble. Crypto is a bubble. It's just like the .com. It's going to crash. It's going to crash. It's going to go. Listen, we've been around for over 11 years now, and the advancements of technology in crypto have been astronomically valuable for a lot of institutions around the world, including massive banks. But not only that, I love the fact that Credible Crypto actually, pretty much screenshotted the governing council, because this goes to show you that it's so much bigger than just financial institutions. We see, Boeing, which is aerospace. We see Avery Dennison, FPOS, Shinhan Bank, of course, is just banking stuff like that. But FIS is a huge fintech company. Google, IBM, LG. These are huge names when you actually look at it. And I understand, whatever, it's just businesses, whatever. Yeah, when you break it down to what these companies are actually going to be doing on Hedera, that's where the true value is truly unlocked. Now, we do see here, Credible Crypto is actually quoting this saying, "Crypto is useless, question mark." You should probably tell that to Google, Boeing, LG, IBM, and all these other massive companies that are investing heavily in the space. I feel like this is something they would probably want to know. Not only that, but isn't it funny how, when we talk about, crypto basically disappearing and it's going to pop, it's going to pretty much crash, whatever, isn't it funny that the apparent problem here is the fact that people are uneducated to know the true power behind crypto? They're kind of just blocked and thinking, well, crypto is just Bitcoin and Ethereum. We need to stop thinking about that. We also have to stop talking about, the top 25 coins and the top 50 coins, because a lot of the value is actually beyond the top 50 coins. That's why we even look at Hedera Hashgraph when it's like at number 58 or so. A lot of projects have not even been truly given the spotlight yet to actually know the true potential behind them. Hedera Hashgraph is a perfect example of this. But also, it's funny because we have been in the talks, or I should say in the mouths of huge government officials and government agencies around the world globally, and they are there's talks about adopting crypto into their financial systems because they truly see the value behind crypto. It's not just like the dot-com era, right? The dot-com era had its day, it wasn't pretty much disrupting these huge markets and stuff like that. Crypto is so much bigger than what most people think it is, and I'm tired of seeing these, massive allegations where they're saying it's going to crash, it's a big bubble, it's in a bubble, it's whatever. Crypto is always going to increase in value, especially as it is utilized and as we march into a utility market at some point in time. Stop thinking of the dot-com era because it's so much bigger than that. But nonetheless, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, and if you guys got some knowledge behind, from this video, and if you guys pretty much got insight on some information, don't forget to leave that like, subscribe, and turn notifications on, as it does help the channel grow, and I do greatly appreciate it. But nonetheless, if you guys do want more free content, you guys can follow me on Twitter at NCashOfficial. You guys could also join the free Discord down in the description below. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.